Yes, I think it's fine now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think let's start with this question that I wanted to ask from a long, long time to one of the achievers. That if I ask you that your preparation time, about your preparation time, और उस preparation time को अगर आपको कुछ few words में sum up करना हो, that how was it, or maybe that any that strong feeling that you get when you think of all those times, जब आप उसके बारे में सोचते हैं तो how would you like sum those moments in words?
There are actually two of my favorite lines from a poem. The poem is called Invictus, and the lines are that I am the captain of my soul and I am the master of my fate. I think those two lines sum up pretty much everything that we go through our journey, and especially what I went through in my journey. It was a pretty long one. तो बस यही है कि काफी मतलब इट्स अप एंड डाउन प्रोसेस. तो उसके अंदर द जर्नी इज अ लाइफ टाइम इन इटसेल्फ नाउ दैट आई लुक बैक इन इट, and that is why it's so special, and that is why those two lines which are really close to my heart come.
Okay. So obviously now you must be feeling proud of it, that yeah, when you sit back and remember all those moments that you spent while this UPSC preparation, it must be a proud thing that finally you are into it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's more than proud. Like, अब वो, I think I'll tell you the first reaction what I had when I got the results for this year. I was in Shimla at that point of time. My first reaction was कि अच्छा मुझे कोई साइकिल दोबारा नहीं करनी. That was the first reaction because I have done it so many times that this time I was like, अच्छा अब I am done with this. I don't have to do it again. But yeah, you're right. So it's when you see the reaction of your family, when you see the reaction of your friends, when you see people getting back in touch with you and all that. So it's a good feeling. It's a very interesting feeling of sorts. I don't know whether proud or not. I probably will be more proud when I am able to achieve what I always wanted to. But it's a very happy feeling to me.
Yeah, it must have been a really happy feeling. And now I saw that you got into Indian Audit and Account Services in your second attempt, and you got All India rank 366 back then. And then again you attempted UPSC CSE examination for 2 more times and got into Indian Administrative Services. So उसके पीछे कोई special reason था behind this getting into Indian Administrative Services, or some motivation behind it that you want to be there only?
No, so motivation नहीं था. So basically it was like when I actually decided, जब मैंने decide किया कि मुझे exam देना है, तो exam देने के पीछे जो motivation था वो यही था कि मुझे administrative service ही चाहिए. तो जब मुझे ऑडिट एंड अकाउंट सर्विस मिला तो मैं आज भी कहता हूँ कि ऑडिट एंड अकाउंट सर्विस इज प्रॉब्ली द सेकंड बेस्ट सर्विस इन द कंट्री इफ यू आर नॉट रियली पैशनेट अबाउट फॉरेन सर्विस एंड पुलिस सर्विस. बट द पॉइंट इज दैट उस समय व्हेन आई गॉट इनटू ऑडिट एंड अकाउंट्स तो मुझे लगा कि दिस इज द गोल अनफिनिश्ड. I did not start to become an officer of Indian Audit and Account Service. So that was the reason. The reason was not कि मुझे बहुत कुछ अमेजिंग दिख रहा था एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस में. It was more of a personal choice and personal goal for me कि ये मैंने पूरा नहीं किया है. तो जब तक मैं उसको पूरा नहीं कर लेता था मैं सर्विस में खुश नहीं रह पाता. तो that was my way of achieving happiness of my own. So that is why I wrote it again. And of course जो भी मुझे जीवन में गोल्स अचीव करने थे वो उसी तरह से मैंने फ्रेम किए थे when I started the preparation. So most of those goals would not have been able to be fulfilled अगर मैं audit and account service में रहता. So when I came here now, I hopefully will be able to serve some of them in the future.
Yeah, so it was more of like an inner thing than like a motivation or something like that.
Absolutely. So I call it the Antardhwani. This is my word which I really like. So it is the inner drumbeat of sorts which ultimately motivates and keeps you happy, and that was it for me, especially in that shorter span of time which I could foresee for myself.
Yeah. So, when I was reading about you, and there were like stories which have told that you had a lot of struggle, you faced a lot of struggle when you were in your early school life. You had to shift from Jaipur to this another city, to a new city. वहाँ जाके नया setup करना, अपने आप को again वहाँ पे gel करना with all those people, and even then you like managed to secure a good marks in your board's examination, and you got into Delhi University after that. So, was that the time when you faced all those struggles? जब वो struggles आप देख रहे थे, जब आपने सोचा कि yes, I want to go for civil services examination?
No. So I shifted from Jaipur when I just passed out of 7th standard. My मतलब पापा को business में बहुत नुकसान हुआ था, तो we had to move to a new place for business. And when I came here, it was a totally different world for me because I also started working along with school. तो उस टाइम पे तो आई वॉज टू बिजी टू थिंक ऑफ एनीथिंग टू बी ऑनेस्ट, कि मुझे सुबह से लेकर रात तक पता ही नहीं चलता था दिन कहाँ जा रहा है. तो आई यूज्ड टू बी जस्ट कि जितना काम स्कूल में हो रहा है और जितना मुझे काम और करने की जरूरत है उतना कर लो दिन में, उतना सफिशिएंट है, उससे नींद आ जाती है और बहुत जाती है. बट व्हेन आई स्कोर्ड अच्छे मार्क्स इन 10th, जब मेरे CGP अच्छे आए, तो माई स्कूल, ऑल द टीचर्स इन माई स्कूल रियली पुश्ड मी कि तुम यू शुड गो फॉर साइंस ओनली, टू गो फॉर साइंस ओनली, टू गो फॉर साइंस ओनली. बट आई वॉज नॉट इंट्रीग्ड बाय साइंस, आई वॉज नॉट इनटू साइंस एज सच. तो मैंने कहा कि मुझे नहीं चाहिए. एंड दैट इज व्हेन माय ब्रदर एंड आई सैट टुगेदर एंड डिसाइडेड कि अच्छा साइंस नहीं तो क्या, और अगर कुछ और तो फिर उसके आगे क्या. तो फिर उस टाइम पे हमने सोच समझ के डिसाइड किया. मेरे पापा ने मुझे बहुत पहले बचपन में कभी कहा था कि तुझे बड़े होकर कलेक्टर बनना है एंड ऑल दैट, बट दैट नेवर वाज फुल रीजन बिहाइंड इट. बट जब मुझे 11th सब्जेक्ट चूज करना था, तो मेरे भाई ने फिर फाइनली मुझे शुरू किया कि अच्छा ठीक है, नाउ आई विल probably try for civil services and along with this. So that was the ultimate motivation why I decided to, and I think that was the reason behind Delhi University also.
Okay, so you completed your 11th and 12th with arts?
With commerce.
Commerce.
With economics.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went for economics. Okay, so now when you look back to all that time, वो जो struggle थी, आपने जब शिफ्ट करा, एंड देन यू सॉ योर फैमिली स्ट्रगल इन दोज मोमेंट्स, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि आज व्हेन यू आर इनटू दिस सर्विस एंड यू आर एट दिस पोजीशन, सो हाउ डिड दैट स्ट्रगल कंट्रीब्यूट टुवर्ड्स दिस पर्सनालिटी व्हिच इज नाउ एट प्रेजेंट?
One of the things which I really think it has helped me imbibe in myself is patience. Even मेरा जो UPSC का स्ट्रगल है, जो 4 अटेम्प्ट मैंने दिए हैं, उसमें भी पेशेंस मेरे लिए बहुत काम आया है. एंड थ्रू आउट लाइफ आई हैव लाइक बचपन से मुझे काम करना पड़ा था, तो दिस लिटिल बिट ऑफ स्ट्रगल इन दैट सेंस व्हाट यू आर मेंशनिंग, इससे बस ये होता है कि आई हैव बिकम मोर पेशेंट इन लाइफ इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हेन आई विल गेट समथिंग दैट आई रियली डिजायर. तो आई डोंट गेट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड इजीली, एंड आई थिंक वो सेम सिचुएशन मेरी पर्सनैलिटी में हमेशा हर जगह नजर आती है कि आई हैव ट्राइड टू बिकम मोर रीजनेबल, बट मोर देन दैट आई एम अ गुड लिसनर. आई ट्राई टू लिसन, आई ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द सिचुएशन, and all this is because of patience, right? So patience in exam, patience in life, patience with the person, so patience all around, and I think that has really helped me imbibe some good qualities and find some good people around me for that matter. So I think that is one of the major qualities which I have learned from my struggle. And I think more than that, it is also that should not make something your life. And I never made UPSC my life. It was just an exam for me. It was just a way of achieving something which I wanted to in my life, and that is all I kept it. I never wanted it to become कि यही मेरी जिंदगी है और इसके बाद कुछ नहीं, ऐसा कभी भी नहीं था.
Now I think this is one thing which aspirants must learn कि UPSC is not life, it is just an exam, because कई बार ऐसा होता है कि aspirants take it as their life and they just leave everything else for this particular exam, and then they get depressed out of it, they get stressed when they are not able to achieve it.
True.
Now as you know कि इस exam में success rate is like very low. ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है that if you are getting into preparations तो आप ज़रूर successful होगे and you'll get into a service. So like what according to you are the basic qualities or the most important quality maybe that should be there in an aspirant who is preparing for UPSC, especially civil services?
I think if I have to take talk about one single quality, it will be perseverance. And perseverance, why? Because of the very fact that you mentioned कि the exam का nature बहुत अनश्योर टाइप है. You want to commit yourself to it completely. You also commit, you prepare, you give it all that you have in yourself. बट उसके बाद भी बहुत चांसेस हैं कि उसके बाद भी पेपर में आपका जब लिस्ट आएगा उस लिस्ट में आपका नाम नहीं होगा. And that happened with me twice actually. So I am one of the people, I can understand what aspirants may feel like. Uh, but the point is, if you persist enough, if you show perseverance enough in this exam, then this is ultimately an exam. So अगर आपने वो caliber है, so it will somehow show in the exam. And fortunately, UPSC is one of the most transparent exams in the country and probably the world. So if you have that kind of merit, if you have that kind of perseverance, if you have that kind of commitment, then it will always and automatically sometime, somewhere in the future show, and your name will be there in the list, and you'll be able to achieve what you always aspire to be. But also you need to understand that there are certain exceptions where you are not able to get through this exam at all. And that is why I keep आपको इसके बाहर सोचना पड़ेगा और आपको ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि there can be more than one way of achieving something which you wanted to achieve in your life. And that is why UPSC cannot be the ultimate goal in life. It can only be a way to a mean. It can only be a means to an end. It cannot be the end in itself. That is the most important and most, I think, most widely seen mistake जो एस्पिरेंट्स करते हैं. और ये बाद में नजर भी आता है सर्विसेज में कि आपको लगता है कि यूपीएससी मैंने अगर क्रैक कर लिया तो मैंने जीवन में सब कुछ कर लिया. ये गलत है. This is not what UPSC is supposed to be about.
Okay. Now going back to your preparation time, you were pursuing masters along with your preparation. You were
Yes.
in Delhi School of Economics, which is, I think, is a very big thing. And how did you manage to go for masters and UPSC together? Because I have seen that most of the aspirants, जब वो UPSC के लिए prepare करना start करते हैं, they just give up their studies, like anything related to degree or anything else. So कभी ये नहीं लगा कि मास्टर्स के साथ कर रहा हूँ, हो सकता है ना भी हो, और शायद मुझे मास्टर्स छोड़ देनी चाहिए for that sake?
सो फेजेस मेरे भी बहुत सारे थे, अप एंड डाउन एज आई सेड कि मुझे भी बहुत बार लगता था कि यार आई डोंट थिंक आई कैन मैनेज बोथ द थिंग्स टुगेदर एंड ऑल दैट. बट आई विल टेल यू वन वेरी सिंपल रीजन व्हाई आई जॉइंड मास्टर्स. एंड द रीजन वाज वेरी सिंपल. आई स्टार्टेड प्रिपेयरिंग इन द 6th सेमेस्टर ऑफ माय अंडरग्रेड. एंड उसके बाद मैंने इमीडिएटली एग्जाम भी लिख दिया था. आई रोट माय फर्स्ट प्रीलिम्स. आई फेल्ड इट बाय अ मार्क और टू. I realized that the kind of personality that I have, if I sit with UPSC for the entire day, I will probably go mad. So I cannot have that kind of time in my hand, and I don't think, and I still don't think कि उसमें 18 घंटे या 16 घंटे पढ़ने की जरूरत है. And it varies from person to person, but it was not the case with me. तो मुझे लगा कि यार I need to have something else in my hand जो मैं UPSC के साथ मैनेज कर सकूं, and that can be a good alternative for me, but that may or may not materialize. That's okay. So it was a backup of sorts for me, which I got through merit. I did not crack the entrance exam, just for clarity. I got it through merit. I cleared whatever exams I wrote. I cleared all those exams also, semesters in that. I was not very regular at the school, but I used to go here and there for internals and all that. But the point is that I'll tell you. So third, there is a reason why I could not clear the school. So when I was writing my mains for the first time, उसी सेम डेट पे डी स्कूल के थर्ड सेमेस्टर के एग्जाम्स थे. सो आई हैड टू चूज बिटवीन वन ऑफ द टू, एंड आई चोज यूपीएससी. एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई स्टिल डोंट हैव द डिग्री फॉर डी स्कूल. So the only reason I joined D school was always a backup. So I treated it as a backup. So when I got the chance to write the mains, I thought कि अच्छा मुझे एक दोनों में से एक ही करना है, and there is no second thought. I have to go with UPSC, and D school होगा तो ठीक है, वरना कोई बात नहीं. So it was more to keep myself busy and occupied, and also to create a decent backup if possible.
Okay, so basically you mean that लोगों को अपने आप को analyze करना आना चाहिए, that whether they can carry on UPSC with their another degree or they want to do it alone, right?
Correct. So everybody have to have their own strategy, own number of hours, own way of dealing with UPSC. It is not a straight jacket formula कि अगर किसी टॉपर ने 18 घंटे पढ़ाई की, शायद की भी होगी, तो मुझे भी 18 घंटे करने की जरूरत है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. So it varies from person to person. You have to devise your own method ultimately.
Yeah, exactly. Mostly aspirants ये गलती करते हैं that they watch some of the achievers or the toppers. You must obviously get inspiration from them, get motivation from them, but they go on with their strategy that yes, if he is doing that, I want to do the same, and that's I think where they fail at times. Okay, so now this another thing that you did You graduated in economics and then you took optional as law. I mean, why and how? How did you do it? Law is not easy. Like you cannot just say that yes, law ऐसे ही ले लिया and I just read books and I could do it. So why
So,
and how?
again, it's interesting and stupid both at the same time. I'll tell you why. So, जब मैं 11th में था, जब 10th का रिजल्ट आया, जब I had to decide between what I want to do with my life. So one of the options which was right there at the top was to try and give CLAT. So I thought that I might try to become a lawyer, and that is where I realized that I had something about law in me. But that whole thing died when I decided कि अब मुझे कॉमर्स लेना है और कॉमर्स का इकोनॉमिक्स, and then I did economics honors, and then I joined D school also. So everything I did with economics, and I was pretty good at it. I was decent with economics, and that's why I could join D school through merit. तो जब मैं थर्ड ईयर में था तो आई ज्वाइंड अ कोचिंग, एंड उस कोचिंग में जिसमें मैं था उसमें 90% लोग लॉ लेते थे फॉर सम रीजन, बिकॉज दैट कोचिंग ओनली यूज टू टीच टू ऑप्शंस, हिस्ट्री एंड पॉल साइंस, हिस्ट्री एंड लॉ, और मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल यूज टू टेक लॉ देयर. तो जब मैं गया तो आई स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग टू माई टीचर एंड ऑल दैट एंड एवरीबॉडी अराउंड मी, माई पीयर्स ऑफ सॉर्ट. तो उन्होंने सबने मुझे बोला कि अच्छा यहाँ का लॉ बहुत अच्छा है, और आई थिंक इकोनॉमिक्स इज वेरी टफ, इट्स वेरी लेंथी, इट्स वेरी बल्की एंड ऑल दैट, सो दैट्स व्हाई यू शुड गो फॉर लॉ. तो मैंने कहा कि ठीक है. I did not do my due diligence. I did not do my R&D, and that is, I think, the one of the mistakes which I have done in my preparation. I was fortunate to score well enough with law, and that was only because I really, really, really enjoy reading law even today. That is, I think, one of the favorite subjects that I have. I might end up doing an LLB sometime in the future, in fact. So that is why I could deal with law, but why I chose law was a very stupid and I think ill-informed decision of sorts. But I was fortunate.
But then still you went with it in all your attempts.
Yeah, so that was because when I started reading it, I really started enjoying it. So I thought that, but the only point that I'm trying to make is that I was equally interested in economics also, and economics is a better scoring subject. So I could have persisted with economics because I had good knowledge of economics and I had a background with it. It was not that कि मैंने कुछ कोर्स कर लिया और मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लग रहा. I was too bored with it. I was not good at it. There was no need for me to go in a different stream altogether. I made it even more difficult for me in a way, right? So that is why I'm saying it was not an informed decision. It was, I could only do it because I was at a good place for sure, and I was really interested in the subject. So there was two things. That is why I persisted with it. And when I scored well the first time, I didn't find a chance, and I didn't have the time to change it. So I persisted with it again.
Okay. Now there's this question which aspirants usually ask कि ऐसा क्या ज़रूरी है, because when we see these achievers and toppers, they are sometimes from these prestigious institutions, sometimes from Delhi University, from better colleges or IITs. So they have this thing that ऐसा ज़रूरी है कि आपको अगर suppose civil services करना है तो आपको ये prestigious institutions का part होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, else you cannot do it.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. I mean, I don't know, but जितना मैं जानता हूँ मेरे बैच में ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो इन प्रेस्टिजियस यूनिवर्सिटी से नहीं है, कॉलेजेस से नहीं, वो अपने जहाँ पे रहते थे वहाँ पे जो लोकल कॉलेज था, इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज, आर्ट्स कॉलेज, वहाँ से पढ़े हुए हैं. आई रिमेम्बर वन ऑफ द टॉपर्स इन फैक्ट स्टडीड फ्रॉम शारदा यूनिवर्सिटी. So it is not very prestigious, it is not a very glamorous institution to be a part of, but it is not necessary. But I want to mention one thing here. मेरे को जैसे बहुत सारे मैसेजेस आते हैं, बहुत सारे एस्पिरेंट्स मुझे पूछते हैं, इंटरव्यूज में भी मुझे पूछा जाता है कि क्या हम 11th-12th को कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस से कर लें, या क्या हम कॉलेज को कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस से कर लें, क्या हम 11th में ही प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट कर दें, क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली हमें यूपीएससी ही करना है. Everything is good. It's good to be focused. It's good to be clear right at the stage of 11th or 10th or 9th or 6th, whatever. But this is a very, very bad idea. Ultimately, I am telling you that even UPSC, and if not UPSC, at least for the rest of your life, your personality is what will carry you through the service. और अगर आप कॉलेज और स्कूल को सीरियसली नहीं लोगे तो यू विल नॉट हैव अ पर्सनैलिटी दैट पीपल विल वांट टू लुक अप टू. एंड इफ दैट इज नॉट द केस, यू विल नेवर बी अ गुड, सक्सेसफुल, इनोवेटिव इन्फ्लुएंसर सिविल सर्वेंट. तो ये बहुत जरूरी है. आप अपनी कॉलेज को रेगुलर कॉलेज कीजिए, प्लीज रेगुलर स्कूल कीजिए, बिकॉज दैट इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. और ये बहुत लोग मुझे पूछते हैं, इसलिए आई थॉट आई शुड एड्रेस.
Now that you have mentioned it, I must tell you that when the people got to know that you are coming to our channel और आज आप आ रहे हो, तो we asked a few questions from the aspirants directly that yes, आप लोग अपने suggestions और questions भेज सकते हो for us to ask. And there I found at least 10 questions where they asked that shall we do our school from correspondence or my college from correspondence, or so because we have to prepare for UPSC. So I think this is the answer which they must listen right now.
Exactly.
कि it shouldn't be that thing कि आप अपने college life को miss करो या फिर school life को miss करो, because that shapes you, that shapes your personality.
Exactly.
And it gives you exposure and experience, right?
Absolutely.
So, what do you think? Like now that you are here and you spent 4 years, 4 attempts in UPSC, you must have seen a lot of aspirants along with you. तो आपको ऐसा क्या लगता है कि according to you ऐसी सबसे common mistakes क्या हैं जो aspirants करते हैं जो उन्हें avoid करना चाहिए while preparing for examination?
I think एक बहुत common mistake जो है, और fortunately I never did this, is so Delhi is like a zoo, huh? So especially when you go to old Rajendra Nagar and Karol Bagh, it's a zoo. So you meet all kind of people and you meet them at a very close circuit of sorts. So आप सबसे मिलते हो, and there are I think 200 institutions and probably more than that, and everybody tells you different things to read. Everybody tells you a different way to go about it. What is wrong that is happening there in terms of preparation is everybody tries to do everything. So you are attached to you are linked to a particular institution. वो आपको बोलते हैं कि आपको इस तरह से करना है. Then you meet somebody else who is from a different institution who tells you कैसे इसको इस तरह से करना है और ये वाली किताब पढ़नी है. तो आप बोलते अच्छा मैं ये भी पढ़ लेता हूँ. Then you meet a third person and a fourth person and a fifth person. By the end of it, for a single subject, you have about 4 to 5 books that you want to refer to. And what happens? You spend most of your time reading all those 5 books just once, and you have no time to revise and you have no time to understand the subject. You are too stressed to know that अच्छा मेरा ये खत्म नहीं हुआ, मेरा ये खत्म नहीं हुआ, मेरा ये खत्म नहीं हुआ, and that is why you have to study 18 hours because you're wasting your time. All reference books, I think, are the same. There is no special information as such in इस book में बिल्कुल drastically there is 90%. If you do a similarity check on the reference book, you will find there is 99% similarity in all the references. So there is it's a completely useless exercise to read all these reference books. You need to focus on organic material like NCERT, and if you are attached to a coaching, do like coaching material. If you need do one reference book and that is the end of it. I think that is one of the biggest mistakes which aspirants do, and that impacts your mental state in preparing the exam, because you're too stressed about how much you have to read, and that is what happens because that is the kind of pressure that basic creates. And I think the next thing is, which I have already talked about, is trying to follow somebody else's strategy, which is again a bad idea. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because I don't think anybody should follow my strategy also. You can try to learn a thing or two from what I have done if you think that you need some help. But more than that, ultimately what will help you get through this exam is trying to devise your own strategy and your own method of how do you want to crack this exam. And the third thing is, again, you only study during the day, during the night, but you don't do anything else. That is also one of the mistakes. You need to have a fresh mind. You need to have a good state of mind. And that is possible with doing something extracurricular. It can be anything, indoor, outdoor, talking to your friends, cooking, anything. But it has to be something at least for a couple of hours during the day. For me, it used to be either going out with my friends, or I used to watch Friends TV series a lot during my preparation. And I had also, of course, college. So all these things used to really help me freshen my mind, clear my mind, and I could really concentrate on whatever I did.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, whatever you are saying, it is really true that aspirants usually make this mistake. They leave everything else because of the preparation. They're like, I won't be meeting friends. अब मैं किसी से नहीं मिलूंगा, and I'll just switch off my mobile. I won't ever talk to anybody. I think they shouldn't do that. It affects their mental state, obviously. So now you gave your second attempt and you got AIR 366, and then again you gave your third attempt, which you couldn't make to the list. So obviously थोड़ा सा मन में लगा होगा that how this happened, because you were already prepared and you must have prepared for the third attempt also, and then you gave your fourth, and then though you just scored so well and you got all India rank 6 into Indian Administrative Services. So what was there a change in approach or something पहले पिछले attempt से next attempt में?
After I got 366 in my second attempt, in the third attempt I didn't even make to the list, but I couldn't even clear the prelims. So there was not even a question of making to the list, and that was surprising for me because I thought that I could make to the list because I was reading enough to make to the list. But that is the nature of the exam. I don't know. Somehow it makes you feel that it makes you feel that आप शायद नहीं कर सकते हो. It makes you feel bogged down by yourself. So which is very bad. But I'll tell you, when I looked at it in hindsight, there was a very big reason why I could not clear that year, and that was my mindset. And that was because when I got 366, I was really happy. I knew that I want to do more, but I was happy. But when I saw the breakup of my score in that year between mains and interview, that really shook me. And when it shook me, I had to write prelims in the next week, and I was really not able to get my head around it. I think that's what went wrong with me. So what was there in my breakup? I had scored the second highest marks in mains in that year's list, but my interview score was the lowest. It was 124, and that is what really shook me. Ki, how can this happen to me? I don't think I have a personality which deserves 124 marks, and there was something terribly wrong. And am I supposed to do it again even? अगर मेरी फिर से रिटर्न में मैं अच्छा कर भी लूंगा, फिर मेरे इंटरव्यू में अगर इतने ही मार्क्स आ जाएंगे, तो what is the point? Why should I waste my time? That is what happened to me. But what I changed in my fourth attempt was, one, I gained a lot of confidence. Two, I work better when I have something else to do. So in my second attempt, I finished my college. I had nothing to do. In the fourth attempt, I had training. So I was really short of time. So whenever I work better under pressure. So I was really short of time, and that is, I think, why I worked better. And third, I really got myself to motivate that this will be my last time. And I wanted to make the best out of my last time. And with lack of time and being the last time, I think this was probably what clicked for me this year. And of course, a little bit of luck.
ओके या एक्चुअली दैट थिंग रियली वर्क्स कि आपको जब आप अपने आप के सामने एक लाइक एक तरीके का चैलेंज रख देते हो दैट यस दिस विल बी माय लास्ट अटेम्प्ट, देन यू वर्क like a little harder than you would be doing in a normal circumstance. Okay, now as I told you that when the aspirants got to know that you are coming to our channel and you will be here live, so they gave us a few questions from their side which is related to the preparations itself. So I would like to ask you. Yeah, this is one question from Vikas, and he is asking that how to understand economy subject well. Now, economy is one subject which gives a lot of stress to a lot of aspirants.
So for me, I don't think I ever had to worry about economics, considering I was from the background right from 11th standard, so my concepts were clear. But I know as a matter of fact that most of my concepts got cleared in class 11th and 12th. And that is why for aspirants who want to understand economy, the idea is to start with the very basic and not with an advanced level and trying to understand that is visible in the newspaper. Because it is something like, don't start with understanding monetary policy right at the beginning, because वो नहीं समझ में आएगा. It is not so easy. Right? मुझे अभी तक समझ नहीं आता है. So it's not very easy as you might think. So the idea is to start with picking up the books for NCERT for 11th and 12th economics, and I think I'm sure that will really help you. And if you still cannot understand, there is a very, very wonderfully written reference book which is Mankiw, MANKIW, which I think is referred to generally to understand any topic, any concept which you can understand because every topic is explained very briefly in NCERT. So if you want to go beyond that you can refer to that reference book, but don't read that reference book completely because it is too lengthy and it is not useful. So it is only to understand the concept which you are not able to understand from NCERT. And then the key to understand economics from UPSC point of view is to focus on the newspaper. try to go through the economy page of the newspaper and try to understand and do your own research every time you come across a new concept, and that is how you will be able to understand it better. And the last thing which you should refer to is the economic survey. It is generally an outstandingly well written document in India, fortunately, and I think just out of interest or just out of paper point of view, either way, you should definitely go through the economic survey. A lot of concepts are explained there in boxes and all that, so that will really help you. And of course, it helps in the exam because some of the times questions are also asked from economic survey.
Yeah, exactly. So, any particular standard book that you want to recommend to the aspirants for economy? Because there are so many, sometimes they get confused about which one to select.
I'm not sure, Priya, honestly, but as I said, NCERT is one. Then I know that Mancube is a very good book, but there is another which there are two options. Ramesh Singh, I think, is a good book, if I am not wrong, because I think I have scrolled through it. It is a decently well written book. So, but again, my suggestion is don't read the entire reference. So either way, whether you want to follow Mancube or Ramesh Singh, it doesn't matter, because I don't think you need to go through the entire reference books. It is not worthy of your time. So go through NCERT dedicatedly, like with complete concentration, but refer to these books to understand some concepts जो आपको अच्छे से समझ में नहीं आ रहे हैं NCERT पढ़ के.
Okay. I think that is really time savior, because people usually go for a lot of books and a lot of notes from Shriram IAS or maybe some other coaching institution, and then they get confused because there is so much matter with them at last.
And especially with the online content available, so it goes for not only economics, it goes for all the subjects. That is why I keep emphasizing.
Exactly.
Reduce the number of reference books that you read. Reduce the number of channels that you follow for your information. Pick one and two everywhere, and then follow that dedicatedly without any iota of doubt in your head कि वो सही है या गलत है. And that is how you are going to crack it. It is not by gaining every information that is available around you. वो उससे कुछ नहीं होगा. That is not how it's going to help you succeed in the exam.
And one cannot get all the information about
Exactly.
the subjects. Yeah.
And with the Google era, everything, it's just not possible to go through all the information that is available. No, so why even try? You try to be restricted to what you need to pass the exam, and that's it.
Now, this out of the box question that I got just now, that would you recommend कि aspirants को preparation के time में social media से दूर रहना चाहिए?
So I was never off social media during my all my years of preparation. But that is only because I really feel I was there on Facebook and Instagram, and of course WhatsApp was there. But that was only because of two things. One, I could restrain myself. Because when I started reading something, I was completely into it, and I didn't feel the distraction to use social media every now and then. And two, I could really use social media from a constructive point of view. I used to follow very good channels on Facebook and Instagram, which were either news channels. So every time I came across something new through these news channels, I could really get hold of it in terms of information for the exam. Or I used to follow some interesting small short video channels, which were kind of a stress buster or sometimes motivational in nature. But so it is possible that you can use the social media channels to your advantage if you utilize it well. But I think, and I think I speak for everybody when I say this, that अगर लग रहा है कि it is too distracting for you, then it might be a good idea to get off it. But it is not necessary. I don't advise it that you have to do it.
Okay, so it means it depends on person to person. That if you
Absolutely.
feel that you're not able to control yourself, then obviously you can remove it for your preparation's sake. And if you think you can control, then obviously just go with it and
Just
focus.
Yeah.
Okay, now this next question that I would like to ask. Manjot Kaur has asked that I want to know that Delhi University is a good option for UG degree if you want to go for UPSC.
So Delhi University is a good university no matter what you want to do in life. So it is definitely good for UPSC also. But I don't think it gives you anything specifically in terms of UPSC. So there is no specific advantage. But the advantage is overall because the quality of education is very good there.
Now, this next question is from Shalini, and she's asking how to be keep yourself motivated during preparation.
I mean, there are two things. So, in the long term, motivation, as in what should keep you pushing, is your passion for the exam and passion for what you want to do or achieve in your life after the exam. That will ultimately, that has to be, and I think I speak for everybody, for all the aspirants who are serious enough, and for all the successful candidates also. That is the only thing which can keep you going, and that is being passionate about what you want to do in life, what you want to achieve, whether it's the exam or the things after that. But in the short term, how you can keep yourself motivated is, again, as I said, keep yourself in a good frame of mind by doing something additional, co-curricular, extracurricular, apart from UPSC. Don't make it your life. Interact with your friends, talk to them every now and then, and that's what keeps you in a good frame of mind, and that's what keeps you motivated enough. And if you want, reading some motivational books is not a bad idea. They really help.
Okay. Now, next question is from Astitwa, and he is asking that is there any like a very beautiful or a memorable memory from your training period?
So I I don't know. So, but I will tell you one very interesting memory, and that is not from my academy days. So I fortunately got the chance to be in the academy two times, one in audit and accounts and one in administrative service, Lavasna. But my most cherished memory is from my on-the-job training in Jaipur when I was in Indian Audit and Account Service. So once after the result for this year, of course, I got a chance to be the chief guest for a function which was being organized by an NGO, very small NGO in Jaipur, and they asked me to be there and just give awards to people. And so they were poor kids, and every kid was going to present something on the stage in terms of art. Some did yoga, some did dance, some did singing, and all that. All this was happening. So after the event got over, a parent of two of the yoga experts, they're actually, I think, Limca book holders, both the kids. एंड
Okay.
their father came up to me and told me, सर हम तो आपसे ही मिलने आए हैं क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप इन बच्चे के लिए कुछ करें. They were already Limca book holders, by the way. So I really got to thinking, मैं इनके लिए क्या कर सकता हूँ? They are already so successful in life. But that is the kind of aspirations and expectations that people have from you, just being into service, and that is the weight, and that is the motivation that you need to have in yourself. This is how life changes, and this is how people will look up to you, and this is how you need to carry yourself. उसी तरह से अपने आप को इवॉल्व करना जरूरी है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज वन ऑफ माय मोस्ट चेरिश्ड मेमोरीज इन लाइफ, because it always keeps me grounded. It always keeps reminding me of the fact why I came into the service and what I have to do.
Okay, I think that is it. That is the one best thing for getting over with this session. Now, I would just like you for a little message or a message from your side now when you are into the services and you're here after such a long journey. तो ऐसा कोई मैसेज आप सारे एस्पिरेंट्स को जो इस टाइम पे हमारे साथ लाइव है उनको देना चाहेंगे? Because they have been waiting for it.
So, my message is very simple actually. So, be yourself. Uh, give your best. Give all that you have. Be committed to the exam. Be committed to yourself. But again, as I've mentioned it, I think an umpteen number of times, even in this session, don't let UPSC become everything that you have in your life. Because UPSC जब कर लेते हो, so it makes you capable enough to do something good with your life. And I am telling you from experience that अगर UPSC हुआ तो you will be better, you will be good. But अगर UPSC नहीं हुआ तो you will be even better, because you will always be able to do something with your life. You have that kind of knowledge. UPSC teaches you those qualities in life that you will definitely be able to do something in your life. But yes, I want to say that if you are committed enough, if you are dedicated enough, if your perseverance is enough about the exam, you will definitely find your name in the list. Don't look at outliers, but look at the general condition, and I am sure that they will find uh, their names in the list. And as a parting message, if you want to ask me something specifically, you can send me a message. I may reply late, but I try to reply to all the messages. And all the very best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presence. And it was really a very, very nice session. It was not just about UPSC, but the thing you told, ki it is not just about this UPSC. You don't give your life to UPSC. Take it as an exam and usko उसी तरह से approach करो. उसके बाद you have another things also waiting for you in your life. Thank you so much for being here. And it was really motivating for the aspirants as for me. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.